Good morning. So first things first, go have a look on Steve's video on YouTube. Reason for that is because, like we promised, we're gonna show you a proper detailed video on how to do the engine swap for your own with our mounting kit and all the rest of the stuff using that car we have to build. But because we have so much work in a workshop, this job is getting delayed and delayed and delayed. So I'm not sure exactly when we're gonna do it. So in meantime, Steve put together a nice instructional video on how to using this engine here. So it's very good. Just go have a look. Also, there's another thing. There was a guy asking about how much we charge to for the instructions on how to wire the wiring between the Volkswagen and Toyota stuff. Now, that instruction is not ready yet because I had to pause my work on 2 wiring looms I'm doing for the customers. Reason for that, because I was waiting for this actually, the rest of the wiring loom, because one customer sent us only half of the Volkswagen wiring loom, and the other customer, the guy from Poland, unfortunately sent us the wrong Toyota part of the wiring loom, and there was Volkswagen Audi stuff completely missing, so I had to source that up, so I have to wait for a couple of bits. Almost everything is arrived, so I think end of this week or beginning of the next one I'm gonna keep going on that. Once that is finished, I'm gonna use the build of those wiring looms to show you exactly how to, and etc, etc. However, back to the question, how much we charge for the instructions? Nothing is completely for free. All the job I've done, all the stuff is gonna be, for every customer is gonna buy all stuff and doing this stuff, it's free, no problems. I mean, I know, the world around is pretty much fucked, it's broken, but we're not into that. We're not gonna let the broken world break in us. So we don't have to profit from everything. Anyways, bike. We get to the bike in a minute. The car, the current jobs, well, surprisingly, it's another MR2. No, this is the usual MR2. This is the mock-up one, and I can't get enough of this car. Although it's not working, it's just a mock-up car, but look at that ass. Those tires, I love white tires. Unnecessary, too much, whatever. I just love the look of it. I don't know, it's something sexy about it. Anyway, back to us. Not me delay. Okay, this is another build for another customer. Again, on this side, on this car, what we're doing some building the stock parts that we have for sale, which currently we don't have any because I'm not doing in time to building this stuff and it's already out the door. So, however, in a couple of weeks time, we're planning to stop for 2-3 weeks and just accumulating more stock, more parts, because it's hectic. And we're having few customers waiting to build the whole cars. I want to build the stock of parts before cracking on those cars, because it's going to take me some time to build those cars and I don't want to delay even more. Anyway, back to this one here. Unfortunately, I had to fit a DSG gearbox on this mock-up engine because, like we said in previous video with Steve, the DSG engine comes from cars that are fitted with TFSI engines, 2 liter, not 1.8. Now these gearboxes fit perfectly 1.8, no problems at all. However, they keep the engine in a tiny different position as a rotation towards the gearbox. So I've checked the difference. I've spent a day to study everything, and the difference is absolutely small, is very tiny. However, there is a little. And if I have built the exhaust, the turbo system, the charge cooler, all the piping and everything, it will probably not much perfect. It will still fit because there's flexes everywhere, there is plenty of movement, but I don't want a customer to fit everything. Maybe this could be pulling tiny bit to one side, and this is not what I want, because when I build this stuff, it fits perfectly. This is the beauty of, even the standard parts, they are custom built because they built to fit absolutely perfectly. So I had to fit this gearbox into this engine, into the mock-up car, just to build this system. It's nearly finished. The charge cooler is fitted, boost pipes are made, There's only one missing there, which is just arrived yesterday. I have to modify it, so that's pretty much complete. Turbo has a proper position, everything fits nicely. The downpipe fits nicely. We have to rebuild, well, I've rebuilt the downpipe from scratch. I didn't like the one we had before. I didn't want to adapt some old scrap. This is nicer, this is better. Plus, this is 316 material. The old downpipe, as the manifold you see, is made in a 304 stainless. This is what I was talking about. This is 304. And it gets this kind of like a rusty surface. It's not rust, but almost same for the downpipe. I don't like it. When you do it in 316, it will remain in kind of this color you see close to the welds. Yeah, that's how it will stay, not rusty. So there's a huge difference between 304 and 316. Also, funny fact about 316 versus 304. If you build exhaust manifold out of 316, because it retains the energy within the pipes inside, because it's not so conductive, it will keep the heat through the runner, through the length of the runner, better again than the 304. It means the gases are gonna reach the turbine, the turbo, hotter, and the hotter the gas, the more volume. So what happens when you have more gas volume flowing through the turbine? The turbine spooling faster, so spooling quicker. So yes, just because you're using a different material to build exhaust manifold, you can change the spool of your turbo. Not much, tiny bit, but it does. You know, just saying. Anyways, I don't build exhaust manifolds anymore, so I don't know why I'm saying that. Anyways, exhaust is from this to here. Is like I said, is standard. Every single car has them. So off-the-shelf product, this is exactly what you get. And if you want to remove the catalytic converter and do the decat, all you had to do is to remove the V-band and put the decat pipe on. Decat pipe, comes with all the exhaust systems. So this is standard for all of them. Now we have to build the screamer. The screamer pipe, we have to rebuild this one. It would have to go from the wastegate to inside the downpipe. Even there, we have to do something specific with the bend going slightly inside, because you want to create a bit of a Venturi effect to help the gases going from the wastegate going through the exhaust without restriction. So that's going to be another one. But it should be finished today. Should be done today. And we have to put another flexi in between. Why are we putting flexis in between that stuff? Because they say, okay, but that's solid. The wastegate is in a solid position. The downpipe is in a solid position. That is true. However, the materials, so these elbows, these pipes, any metal, when it's get heated, well, any metal, not well, anything, not just metal, but metal in particular, because we're working with metal, it expands during the heat cycles. You warm it up and expands. When it expands, it walks. So when you fit this stationary here and this expands, this will be in a tiny different position. When you have 5 of these elbows and you heat them up all together, it's going to be 5 times the movement. So they work quite a lot. The movement is quite a lot. And not all of the parts, they heat up equally. Even if they do, the movement is not symmetrical. It's not exactly the same, because they're facing towards different parts. So that's why we put the flexis on. The flexi allows that movement. It's not much, it's tiny bit. So all you need is one of these, and allows the movement. This is the reason why when people build exhaust manifolds out of stainless, even normal steel, if they don't go through the process properly, they crack. It's not because they use stainless, because this misconception that stainless exhaust manifold they crack because stainless cracks. No, it doesn't. It cracks if you have too much mechanical stress. And when you have, and the reason you have too much mechanical stress on exhaust manifold is because you build it in the wrong way. Especially when you buy the exhaust manifold, you see the flange which is a bit curved. You already know that is under stress. The runners, they are pulling that manifold flange, and you're gonna go through the heat cycles, you know, and everything is under massive stress, and then that is a sign that this manifold could crack sooner or later. That's it. Why I'm giving a lesson on the manifold, I don't know. It is what it is. Anyways, the bike, well, the suspension guy say he needs another week to fix them properly because there was a lot of things wrong with them. So that gives me a week to play with the bike, and that generally is not a good idea because, because it's me. So, so what I did, I modified the exhaust headers. I wrap them up with the heat shield, which is not a great idea on the motorcycles, especially on the headers. But I probably have more the benefits from this than downsides. I shaved, you can probably, no, you can't see it from here. I even shaved the sump on this bike also, but only 12 mil, 11 mil. I modified the headers, I rerouted the exhaust, I chopped the sump, and all of these to gain 30 mil of ground clearance. This is the old mount for the sump guard, which is sump guard essentially is gonna used to be, let's simulate it, roughly here, and now it's gonna be here. So all of that job just to gain about 30 mil of ground clearance. Was that necessary? Nope. Will I feel a huge amount of difference? Nope, probably not. Tiny bit of difference? Yeah. Was it worth it? Nope. But it's me. Another thing, the swing gum. Swing gum, this was a hole. Those were holes, and there's few of them, there's about 6 or 7 of them. That's how they put the swing gums together, because it's casting. Would I benefit from this? I don't know. Probably not. What I've done it, well, I've seen Yamaha, they do it on the official race motorcycles, so I did it too. And again, do I need it? Probably not. Will I benefit from that? Probably not. But you can't blame me for being me, right? So the development continues. I love it. I love improving stuff, making mistakes too. Sometimes there's no improvement, but you learn, you know. Development is something I love. People saying, oh, it was a brand new bike. Well, yeah, I enjoy it so much. So, and it's much, much better so far. So far development on this bike was paying off. This is probably the lightest and probably the most competitive T7 in the world. I know this is a bold thing to say, but it is. Find me another one, you know. It is what it is. There are a few bits that I have to do to make it slightly better than the official Yamaha race bikes. This is not World Superbike. I wouldn't even stand chance to compete with them. But in this category, yeah, I'm gonna do a few mods, and this officially could be better. So it makes me smile. Anyways, this is it. Yeah, check out Steve's video, and we're gonna update you once that is finished. No, there's no point. The next one. See you soon.